Hello and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was day 9 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and of course we had a couple of big hitters in there with the likes of Brazil, and Scotland were playing Morocco as well, and one of the tournament hosts, USA, were in action. So let's get straight into it. This is the World Cup recap. The first game of the day was between one of the host nations, USA, against Australia. Australia fell themselves behind after just 11 minutes through a Cameron Burgess own goal after a sustained period of pressure from the USA attack. Alex Freeman added a second for the USA just before half-time to secure a healthy position going into the second period. The USA managed to hold on in the game and won 2-0, and with the win it gets them 6 points in the group, and they've managed to qualify for the knockout stages of the World Cup for the 6th time in their history. So a great start to the World Cup for the USA. For Australia, they had an opening tournament win against Turkey, which they won 2-0. So they're in still a very healthy position to qualify for the knockouts, but a positive result will be needed on the final day to make sure of it against Paraguay. Second game of the day then saw Scotland against Morocco. Ismael Saibari scored the opening goal for Morocco in just 71 seconds, making it the fastest goal of the tournament at the time. That did change later in the day, which was insane altogether. So that was a great start for Morocco. Scotland improved after half time, but had a lot of pressure on the Moroccan defence in certain stages. Had a couple of shouts as well for penalties, but they were waved away. Slightly a bit harsher maybe on John McGinn. That one looked fairly close to being given. But they could not break down the Moroccan defence, and the 1-0 defeat was confirmed for Scotland. The result put Morocco on 4 points, giving them a very healthy position going into the final group game, which they play against Haiti. For Scotland, they're on 3 points, but they play Brazil on the final match week of the group stage of the World Cup. So a positive result will be needed for Scotland if they want to qualify for the group stages or for the knockouts. Of course, you can also go in through the third best performing teams, but there's going to be so many other teams in different groups who are going to be hoping to qualify through that. So a positive result for Scotland against Brazil will be needed. The third game of the day then was between Brazil and Haiti. Brazil went out 3-0 winners in that one, giving themselves a very needed boost, a much needed boost after their opening night draw against Morocco, and gives them a very strong position now to qualify for the knockouts. Matheus Cunha got 2 goals for Brazil, while Vinícius Júnior added the other and assisted both goals for Matheus Cunha. The loss did confirm that Haiti would be eliminated from the World Cup. The 3-0 loss to Brazil, and of course the opening night loss to Scotland, confirmed their fate, that they will be leaving the World Cup. Brazil's final group game is against Scotland, of course, and Haiti play Morocco to finish off their World Cup campaign. Of course, there's going to be a lot at stake in both them games. Morocco are going to want to win to make sure that they get knockout football, and Scotland will want to get a positive result against Brazil, which will be very hard if they want to qualify also for the knockouts. And like that as well, a draw or a win could be enough as well for Brazil. So still a lot to play for in that group. The fourth and final game of the day came between Turkey and Paraguay. Matheus Cunha managed to score the only goal of the game with a beautiful strike to win the game for Paraguay. Like I was saying earlier on about Saibari's record-breaking quickest goal of the tournament so far, that was broken then on the same day by Cunha, who scored his in 6 seconds less. So another record-breaking moment on the same day in the 2026 World Cup. Turkey suffered a second defeat of the World Cup. Of course, they lost to Australia in the opening match day, and then, of course, again last night against Paraguay. So they have a bit of an uphill battle going into the last game. They're not totally out of it yet. A win in the last game might just be able to keep them safe, but it's becoming increasingly doubtful. For Paraguay, then, former Newcastle player Miguel Almiron was the first player to be red carded for covering their mouth during the game. That was a rule that was brought in before the tournament started, that they didn't want to be seeing players covering their mouth, and just in case whatever was being said wasn't I suppose, allowed within the rules of the world, really. So that was he was red carded for that, and it was the first of its kind in this 2026 FIFA World Cup. If you ask me, it's slightly harsh, but you don't know what players are saying to each other. They could be very offensive, so it might not be the worst one to stamp out. It was a much needed win for Paraguay after losing the opening game 4-1 against USA. The Group D is also now very tightly contested, as I said, with still Paraguay in a race to go up, and of course Turkey still can, even though, as I said, it's doubtful, they still can qualify for the knockouts, so making Group D a must watch as well for the final match day. 32 shots on goal and 78% possession for Turkey, and they weren't able to capitalise. 2 games now in a row where they were probably the better team overall and managed to lose. So I think if they do go out, they'll only have themselves to blame. And coming up this evening in Saturday night / Sunday morning games, we have Netherlands against Sweden, Germany against the Ivory Coast, Ecuador against Curacao, and Tunisia against Japan. So some very good ones in there. Looking forward to seeing Netherlands and Sweden. Of course, Sweden had a massive win in their opening game. Netherlands were held by Japan, and then of course the team that I'm probably most impressed by so far in this 2026 FIFA World Cup, Germany take on Ivory Coast. So that's going to be definitely one to watch. So more action to be looking forward to. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel with someone who you think would enjoy these recaps every single day of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And until the day 10 recap, I'll talk to you later.